Hello, how are you doing today? My name is Brielle Renee and welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. In this video today, I'm going to be showing you guys how I achieve this look. Right here, some faux locks on my 6-month starter locks, and I'm very excited about this. My birthday is coming up and I kind of want to switch it up a little bit and try something different. This is something that I just discovered today. I'm like, wow, I could do that with my hair. I originally wanted to do twists, but I don't want things to look too bulky, and I kind of want to keep this look of my locks. So this should be interesting. So if you want to see how I achieve faux locks with my 6-month starter locks, then just keep on watching this video. The products that I'm going to be using and the hair that I'm going to be using today is the Cuban Twist braiding hair. Basically, I've used this before when I did my faux locks, but at that time I didn't have locks. This was last year, and that actually is what made me want to just go ahead and do my locks. I'm like, yeah, I look good in locks, so let me just do it. So I got this. This right here is what it looks like when you take it out of the pack. There are individual ones. There's a whole bunch of individual locks. So this is what I'm going to be using. I like these because it matches the texture of my hair. That's also why I wanted to do this kind of hairstyle, because when I do twists and stuff like that, I like to use shiny hair, and doing twists with something like this, it would just be too big and bulky for me. So I like this because it matches my hair the best, and I'll be able to blend my locks in really good to this. I also have a spray bottle full of oil, jojoba oil, just regular African oil, and I put tea tree oil in this. I'm going to spray my hair with this before I start, and then once I'm done, I'm going to spray everything together. I'll show you guys at the end of that process. But these are all the things I'm going to be using, nothing else. That is all that I'm going to be using to achieve this look today. So it's pretty simple and pretty easy and pretty straightforward. And you actually can do this look with regular hair. Like, even if you don't have locks, it's just a good protective style for when you have locks. I did just recently retwist my hair last week, so I feel like that is also going to help me to achieve this look a lot easier. My parts are already parted, and I actually went 2 months without retwisting my hair, so it was in need of a much retwist. And then in the next hair video, I'll give you guys an update on my locks, but for today, we're just going to focus on putting the style into my hair. But just to give you guys a close-up, of what my locks look like right now. They're really coming together and really forming. This is just a little sneak peek of what's been going on with them. I'm going to actually install all the ones in the back, and once I get to the front, I'll show you guys how I do this process. Okay, so we're back. It is the next day for me, only the next clip for you. That's why I have my head wrapped up, and I left 2 in the front to show you guys how I did this. So these are the 2 that I'm gonna show you how I achieve this look. So let's get into it. So first, I want to show you guys when I installed each one. I actually took 2 locks just so that the tension wouldn't be too bad on my locks, and I didn't want so many. Like, I have a good amount of locks. I have almost 80 locks. So that would have been a lot of hair in my head. So I combined 2 of them. And as you can tell, you can't tell. So let's show you how I did this. For each lock, I used 2 strands like this. And what I would do first is comb the ends out, just so that it's easier to wrap around. I just took this kind of comb, just combed it out just like that. Make sure all the little balls are off. So this is what it looks like, and this is what it looks like after you comb it out, before and after. Next, I'm just going to take one to start out with, and I'm going to measure and see how long my lock is, and that's how long I'm going to have this one piece hanging. The rest is going to be this long, pretty long. So what you want to do is have the long piece, have a single lock, and then have the lock that you measured it out with, and you're just going to braid it a few times, just a good amount of length so it's locked in there pretty good. After this step, then you want to take the long piece. As you can see, it's braided. You want to take this long piece and you want to wrap it around and basically cover up that braid. So you're going to go up a little bit, make sure that it's flat. Then once you get about halfway down, you're going to grab the locks and the long piece. Make sure this one is sticking out now. And you're going to try your best, it doesn't have to be perfect, but try your best to tuck the locks in to that long piece. Then you're going to wrap this little one around as far down as it can go. This usually helps with keeping the locks together and kind of lessening the thickness of it so it's not too bulky. So just like that. Now right here, if you can kind of tell, that's the end of my lock. So when I go and use this next piece, now we're going to use this next piece, you only need a little bit on the end just to wrap it around, and you want to start not at the base of the lock. You want to make sure that you're up a little bit from where your lock ends. And what I do is I will take this piece and I'll wrap it around, I'll wrap it under, then I'll wrap it over this strand just so that it's locked into place. Now you want to take this long piece, and this is what you're going to wrap all the way around down this. Okay? So you want to make sure that you cover up this right here. Make sure it's really tight where the lock ends. You want to make sure it's very secure. And then from there, you just twist on down. Now for me, I don't care about it looking perfect. I'm okay with it looking a little messy and looking a little bulky in some places, just because I feel like they look more natural that way. So I'll just keep going down with this one. Then as you can see, this is the one that I'm wrapping around this, but you see how it's shorter? Now I'm going to take this and wrap it around this one. And I'm going to go in the same direction. Just make sure you keep it tight. And I'll do that until I get to the end. Sometimes this one will become shorter than the other. So whichever piece becomes the shortest, that's what I start to wrap around the other one, until they are both the same length on the end. And I'll show you guys what I do. Now you see how this one is shorter? than this one. Now I'm gonna alternate and wrap the other one. Now that they are about this length, I try and go a length that is easy for me to tie. So I'll just like do this on the ends just so it's easy to tie them. And I literally just take them together. Like this. And just tie them. 2 times. 1. 2. Now you have this little tiny piece right here. I'll usually just wrap this around. Alright, see how I wrapped it like that? You want to get yourself a lighter, and I usually place it in my hand just like this. Roll it, just so it can get together, and then I'll light it. Light it, roll it, so it's all together. And there you go. And then sometimes I'll just move it around a little bit to make some parts bulky. And that's how it's done. Now only have one more, which is this one in the front. And I'm going to show you guys how I make sure that my edges are up in there. When it came to deciding which ones I wanted to put together, I made sure that I sectioned the front off and those were all even, so that I knew that at least in the front they will all lay perfectly and they will all be uniform. In the back there was one that I had to combine that was 3, but for the most part it worked out. I just made sure I sectioned the front off and counted them up so I knew which ones would go together. So basically these 2 rows are together, and then I did those 2, and those 2. In the back I just went like 2 or whatever ones were next to each other, and it worked out. When it comes to my edges, I use the concoction that I put together, a toothbrush, and some edge control. I just spray the toothbrush a little bit and then dip it into the edge control, and then I just make sure it's all pushed back. Eventually my little hairs will come out. It's alright, I really don't mind. And since they're in the front, I like to make sure that they're twisted up pretty good. So I'll twist them, hold them in my mouth. And when you wrap this one around, you want to go the opposite way of what you went for this piece. And when I put this one over, I like to twist like in this motion. It's just easier for my hand, so when I lay it, the little piece I'll twist in this motion. You see how I'm holding this one right here and my fingers just slowly goes down. And I'll guide it over with this finger. Yes. And there you go. So now I'm finished. This is the final look. So I'm gonna spray them with my concoction that I made, just to soften them up. And then over time, when I take showers, I'll take hot showers and just let the water soak into my hair and scrunch it up like this so that it can get in there and soften them up. It's mainly like the stiffest up where my locks are, so the bottom is pretty much fine, but over time it will loosen. Sometimes if you have any like loose hair, because they like to catch on to each other, I'll just do this, or I'll just wrap a whole other one around it just to fix it if I need to. I would just like start at here and just wrap it around. I brought you in my kitchen just to give you guys a better look, a turnaround of my locks. So this is what they look like. This is the back. So imagine if I would have twice this much hair in my head. That would be way too much. So that's why I combined them. But there we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and were able to learn how to do faux locks on either your hair or on your locks. I'm glad that I was able to help you. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure that you comment down below if this helped you or any other videos that you would like to see from me. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe so that you can see more of my content that I have for you. And make sure that you spread peace and love to everyone that you see. All right? Okay. Is that an agreement? All right. All right. Love you guys. Peace out.